What up, y'all? Long time no see, no talk, no upload, no nothing. We are in a different setting. We're currently on a road trip to Cleveland. Josh, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Josh is originally from Cleveland. And his granddad is having his final sermon, so it's like a family, you dig. So we're on our way to Cleveland, but we thought that it would be a dope idea to go ahead and do an eat and chill road trip style or edition, whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Roadside edition.
We left at like 7 a.m., woke up at 6, left at 7, and now, what time is it?
11.
Yeah, it's going on noon, and we have like 2 hours left. So we were like, we might as well go ahead and do an eat and chill, you know, start off 2019 strong. And yeah. There's not really much to say as to where we've been. As a lot of you guys already know, we don't like to like force content because then it seems like unauthentic and it's not a good feeling, it's not a good vibe. So we like to like do things on our own time and stuff. So we appreciate all you guys that have like stayed rocking with us and supporting us through these up and down upload periods and stuff. I will say that we do have like goals in mind for 2019 to like do a lot better with this channel and stuff. And we've been working on and discussing different things, but yeah.
Vlogmas will probably happen next year. We didn't do Vlogmas
We wanted
this year,
to do Vlogmas.
but we didn't schedule nor plan
But we weren't planning. Yeah, it was just a
Right.
mess.
We want to give y'all 30 days of quality,
Quality
content.
Yeah.
So if we're going to do that, is it not 30 days, 25 days?
Oh, yeah.
Quality content for 25 days. But if we're going to do that, we need to plan accordingly. So we're going to be planning it better.
But babe, that's a whole year from now.
That's a whole
Why
year
are we
from now.
discussing this?
Well, I'm just saying, because like we just passed Christmas, and they're like, why didn't you do Vlogmas? You know, this, that, and the third. Okay, we're answering that. That's fine. 2019, we coming strong.
Josh is basically like taking over the channel in a sense of like editing and uploading and stuff, since I have my own channel to worry about.
Yeah, she's got a lot on her plate, so I'm gonna go ahead and take over. Now, with that being said, a lot of these videos gonna be creative, and not just like me creative. It's gonna be us. Like, I'm gonna have everything for y'all. We gonna be out
Okay.
and about,
We're not
you know
even
what I'm
gonna
saying?
show you guys our goodies.
We got
It's real
snacks.
bad, y'all.
This is terrible eating chill. Don't take this.
Don't judge us.
This isn't our normal eating habits.
No, it's not.
Should have been fruit.
It should have. But low key, it wouldn't have lasted this whole time. Anyway, we got Takis. Okay. We got barbecue J's. We got Twix. We got, this is hard, Reese's. We got
Trying to hold on this thing. Okay.
gummy worms.
Okay.
We got Snickers and some life. It's a lot of stuff, okay? It's a lot of crap. Not about to eat all of those on film, but y'all know that's how we do. I guess we can go ahead and pray. It's not a meal, but it's still food.
Lord bless these snacks. As I gotta look while
I know. I was about to. I was about to look like. Are you closing your eyes?
Yeah, that's not a good decision. Lord bless these snacks that we're about to eat for the nourishment of our bodies. I know it's not the healthiest, but please help us to bless us as we move forward and just make it, because then we can eat something real good. But these are the blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Strong.
Ooh.
It's good.
First chip is always good.
All right, y'all. So today's. Well, I hope they can hear us good and stuff.
Yeah.
Guess
It's
we'll
shaking
never
like
know.
a mug. It's shaking like a
It's not that bad though, babe.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad. They'll be all right. All right. So today's eat and chill topic is. You don't remember?
Questions that you should ask before y'all get married. All these questions need to be answered before you die.
Discussed. Brought into the picture. Because, I'm talking my mouth full. I'm sorry, y'all. We were talking, obviously, before the video. And we were just talking about how, like, it's baffling to us sometimes with, like, even couples that are already married and stuff, how much they don't talk. Like, talk.
Or just ask hard questions.
Yeah. So, like, an example, and I think we've actually gotten this question from someone before a while ago about joint bank accounts. So I guess that's like the first thing that definitely I feel like should be discussed in a relationship, or we feel like it. I remember, was it in the beginning of our relationship I brought this up to you? So my mom always instilled in me to like have your own personal individual account and then also have one with your significant other. Because unfortunately a lot of women kind of get, not that this will ever happen with us, this is just life though. A lot of women sometimes get trapped in a cycle of like being dependent on a man and you guys joint account and stuff, and like let's say God forbid you gotta get away, like you won't be able to because the only account and money you have is shared with him. You still need to always have something of your own. So that's something that I made sure like I established and vocalized in the beginning of me and Josh's relationship, like whatever this relationship leads to, because we always dated with intent. We never just dated just to be like, let's see where it goes. We always knew like we wanted it to be a long-term thing. So I was like, just so you know, like when we get married or whatever, I'm gonna have my own account. And I know that kind of hit you as a shock initially because your parents didn't have that.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't really give me pushback, but it was just something different for you. You were like, my parents don't do that. Like, why do you need that? So like that is just a like clear and plain example of why it's important to discuss those type of things, because had I never vocalized it and then we have rings on our finger, now we have beef because he didn't know that was my perspective and I didn't know that was his. You know what I mean? So that's a really good example.
Another good example is kids. Y'all need to discuss that prior to marriage, because if you want one kid and they want 4 or 5.
Or if you want no kids.
If you don't want
some
kids
people
at
get
all.
married and the one person don't want a kid and the other one thought they were going to have the Grady Bunch.
Like, I don't know why that question's not asked, but it needs to be asked.
Yeah. It's just amazing how much, like, people don't talk about things.
They don't talk about
that come so naturally to us. We're like, y'all never discussed that before?
Yeah.
Taking that next step?
Another big one. Another big question. Question number 3. Where y'all want to live? And that's going to be dependent on jobs. You got to figure out what kind of career they have. Does it require them to move? Does it require them to be gone a lot? Those kind of things play into it. Because if a person, one or the other, has to be on the road a lot and you don't see them, but now you're married to them.
That's kind of lonely.
It's kind of a lonely marriage.
Right.
And you got to take those kind of things into account. Because long term, it's going to get to you. Long term. And y'all need to discuss, like, if you're going to keep that job, when are we going to find time for us?
You know, I feel like you kind of rushed that, though. We didn't touch on everything that has to do with a kid. Because some people, like, in terms of kids, too, like, religion. Are you going to raise them in a church? Are you not? Are you going to have a denomination? Are you not? Like, there's a lot of different conversations that are important to take place in order for marriage to be smooth. Like, not even marriage isn't even, no marriage is going to be 100% smooth, but like there's some bumps that you can like smooth out prior to making that tying the knot like that, so that it's not as bumpy. You know what I mean? Or the transition isn't as like culture shock.
Yeah.
Isn't like a culture shock. So like these are conversations that me and him have had in a span of almost 4 years of being together. So like,
it's not like we just sat down and had one big long conversation.
Yeah.
But it's happened over time. And another thing with kids, are you gonna beat your kids?
Yes, because some people don't believe in that.
Some people really don't believe in beating their kids.
I feel like so many people kind of like just stop at, what are we gonna name our kids? And that's it. It's like so much more than, are they gonna have a bedtime? Even I've seen like some couples that have had babies recently. During that time where the baby is like always up and y'all gotta take time schedules or something like that. Like I saw one couple, they were saying for their second child they're not gonna do that anymore because they would take like shifts where one would do 12 hours in the morning, the other one would do the rest of the 12 hours. Like, just you have to figure out those type of different things with each other.
When the baby is born, who's taking off work? If y'all both working,
or are y'all both taking off?
Are y'all both taking off work? Are y'all able to support yourselves financially through that work?
Right, finances.
Y'all need to discuss finances.
That's
like
big.
a mug.
Before marriage, that's big.
Romance.
I know we've touched on it before about Josh's coach when he had that talk with you and your teammates about the 3 things that can ruin marriage.
3 things.
It was sex, communication, and
money.
Finances. Yeah. Those are the 3 things that
Big
usually
3.
tear apart a relationship or marriage. So I know, like, for financial talk, I don't feel like it's that uncomfortable with us anymore because we've entered into our relationship for so long now. But I know that can be a very awkward and uncomfortable, like, conversation.
Very awkward.
It doesn't even matter if it's just your significant other or whatever. Even if it's your parent, your sibling, whoever, just money talk is just so uncomfortable, unfortunately. But it has to be had. It has to.
What's your credit score? I mean, we laugh and joke. Camera film.
Oh.
My bad. But we laugh and joke about it.
Credit score doesn't affect you when you get married.
When you trying to get a house and they check both y'all's credit,
Right.
what you gonna say?
It can prevent you from not continuing life together, but making moves strategically if that's a setback. I don't know. Is it a tightening thing? Here.
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. All right, y'all. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulty.
What were we saying? Finances. Oh, credit score.
Credit score. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on credit score.
It's not blocking the camera.
Someone gonna ask, what's your credit score? Don't be shocked.
And I will say, all these questions shouldn't determine, oh, I can't marry you. Your credit score is shit, I can't marry you. Or we don't have the same views on how to raise kids. It's not about saying, like, this is going to make or break the relationship. It's just about getting on the same page. Yeah. So now you can figure out a compromise for the things you guys have differences about.
You just don't want to go into a marriage.
Right.
Like,
I can't be.
I don't want to, like, love it to death, but I don't want to go into the marriage ring on finger and now she want to hit me with, oh, by the way, I have $50,000 worth of debt that I can't cover. Right. Like, what?
And it's on you.
Yeah, it's on us now because we're married. So, like, what? You can't do that to somebody.
You saw the popo?
Yeah.
I saw them too.
Yeah.
But you don't have it in your hand, so it's okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we both kind of took that pause on camera. But yeah, those kind of questions need to be answered.
We know of some people that actually kind of had a misunderstanding when they had got engaged, that one of them thought that they were going to kind of have a long engagement, save up money, like maybe a 2-year, 3-year thing, and the other one thought that it was only going to be like, all right, we're married this year, next year we're getting married. So, like, stuff like that, the simplest things you would think like y'all would be on the same page about, but they weren't. So that was obviously something they didn't really discuss prior to getting married. So I thought that was interesting, but it's just another conversation. And then, yeah, you're right, big wedding, little wedding. Like, you don't want to be like, yeah, let's get married, blah, blah. And then one person's budget is $20,000 and the other person was like $5,000.
Yeah.
We're jumping everywhere, y'all.
We're jumping everywhere. But
Keep
like,
up.
These are all topics that you discuss. Do you prefer for your kid to be raised in home, so someone has to stay home at all times? Or do you want a
stay-at-home
babysitter?
parent. And that's a good thing you brought that up. So I remember the beginning of our relationship too, because your mom was like a stay-at-home for a while when him and his siblings were being raised. Whereas when we first started dating, I was like, just so you know, I'm not doing that. I was like, I've been in school for how many years? 12 different years. I'm going to get a degree, and you think I'm going to just stay at home or blah, blah, blah. So that was also a conversation that we had, like, in the beginning of our relationship that we kind of had to get on the same page about, that you eventually got on board with and I feel like understood, like, oh, I kind of get it now. Because it was vice versa. He wouldn't want to have to stay at home all day and, like, raise kids essentially by himself either. So it's like, we both are going to have our own careers. You know what else, too, that this just kind of tied into? Because I feel like we keep bringing up, like, our, like, life paradigms and then comparing it to each other. So, like, how your parents raised you and how my mom raised me obviously is different. I think that's something that you should discuss prior to marriage, too.
Yeah, family dynamics.
Yeah, like your family dynamics, because...
Do you want, like, a presidential household where, like, the man makes most of the decisions and the wife just kind of co-signs? Or do you want, like, an equal authority where
Which
it's
is
like...
what we have.
We have equal authority,
And we'll
so
have.
it's like... we make decisions together.
Right.
Everything is together.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm making all the decisions and she can like veto or anything like that. It's like
it's a compromise. It's a compromise, 100%. But some other relationships work like presidentially, where like somebody is running, is the face of all the decisions.
Yeah, they look for the person to lead.
This is a little difficult, y'all.
A little booty
Sorry.
right now. Lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle are you trying to live? Because there are very simple people. There are simple people that will be happy with like one-story townhome out in the middle of the woods, you know, away from people, secluded. Cool. Mm-hmm. There's other people that are like, I want big house, nice car, nice clothes.
Right.
I want to live in the city. I want to live in the suburbs.
Right.
Like y'all have to
discuss those things.
Because those can make or break a relationship. They can really make or break. If someone doesn't give a rat's booty about money and the other one thinks money is everything, that can throw a monkey wrench and stuff.
See, if I double it, what you gonna do now? But then it goes too high.
Damn.
They stop watching me. Just watch the road. Damn. We'll start high and it'll shimmy its way down. Screw it. You said lifestyles. I thought though where you were going with that too, besides just like, do we want the same house and stuff like that? I thought you also meant like how you're really into fitness.
Yes.
And you said like that's important that you want us both to be. I don't have to be as intense with him in fitness, but he wants me to still always kind of like remain active and essentially healthy. Is that's health.
I plan to live a long time. And as my significant other, I plan for her to live a long time. And if she's not taking care of herself, then she is contradicting everything that I'm standing for.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I'm dragging her to the gym. But I mean, to each their own. Some people like literally hate the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, no, I'm not going. And some people be like, yeah, I'll go.
But that's a part of a relationship, is compromise. I'm not somebody who loves the gym, but I know that like he'll never make me or he can't make me, but like want me to do something that's not good for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would never be adamant about this if we were like street hockey. Like I wouldn't force her hand on it. But like health, I'm like, yo, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Like there's no reason why we should be falling out of shape at this age.
You know another one? Like, I don't feel like it really affects us so much, but I know there, like, opposites do sometimes really attract. I feel like we can be opposites in some points and similar in some points. Whereas, like, an example of someone might really want to travel the world.
Yeah.
And someone else might be very homebound, like, not, because I remember seeing, I watch Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk sometimes, and I think it was the one where Will was on it, and she was saying how he's someone who's like that, like wants to travel everywhere all the time across the world, like the world is his home, where she's a homebody and like she doesn't like going anywhere, so they ended up having to like compromise where I think on the holidays or something they stay home. But like on other, like he gets at least 4 or 5 times out of the year where they'll travel as a family. So it was some type of compromise, but I think that's something like really important to discuss with your significant other. What kind of like type of person are you? Instead of just assuming, oh, they'll travel with me and they'll love it. You gotta ask and discuss these things.
Some people don't like clubbing. Some people don't like going out. Other people like drinking. Are you a drinker? Will there be liquor in the house?
Will there be a gun in the house?
Will there be a gun in the house? That's a
big one, because I know a lot of women more so women, really don't want guns in the house. And like that's a battle with their husband and stuff. Oh, Cleveland, 112 miles away. It sounds so close compared to how far we've gone. But how far we've gone. But I don't think I'm obliged to it just because of how crazy the world is.
I'm not obliged to a strap-in house. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pull it out at a
we want to go to
notice.
the gun range and because you told me you wanted to take me to the gun range so that I can learn how to shoot a firearm.
But we all gonna learn how to shoot some guns. But at least know how to operate one. So if the time presented itself, like someone breaks in, I hit him, he drops his gun. I don't want you to pick that shit up and be shaking in the hand. I just want you to point and shoot that shit. But
just different stuff like that. It's just so many questions. And you shouldn't hesitate. That's the thing. like, there might be some questions that you have in the back of your mind that you think, oh, maybe that's too deep or that's too intrusive. It's like, if that's supposed to be your life partner, if you really value what that means for someone to be your life partner, there are no limitations of what can be asked or discussed.
You have to ask.
That's someone you're sharing your life with, literally.
Stop trying to go into marriages blind and think that love is just going to carry all over.
Yeah.
You need to know.
Yeah.
Love is great. Love is strong and love is powerful. But there are things.
There's haymakers that's going to happen.
There are life haymakers. Golly, this thing just doesn't want to work today.
We haven't used it in a long time.
But there is life haymakers that y'all need to worry about. Not worry about, but just discuss. To at least some level ground.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't want to get into a marriage and then have all these talks and then realize, I don't agree with you on any of this.
Yeah, that's probably a terrible feeling. Like, oh my God, I thought we were perfect for each other. And then it's like...
You ask real questions.
That's
like,
how you feel?
But we both like pizza. But yeah.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle, y'all. We're struggling right now. The car is making everything difficult. But yeah, you need to ask those questions. Because when you start realizing y'all don't agree on any of the big stuff, it just instantly quantifies the struggle of a marriage.
Well, we haven't gotten here yet, but bills, in terms of, I know, like, how you split them.
Yeah.
I know that that's something that's, like, kind of important to discuss. So some people might think, like, the moneymaker should pay more bills or pay all of them. But you split it 50-50, or I know even if you're not the moneymaker, a lot of people think of the man being the one that pays for everything, and like the man pays the bills and the woman might buy the groceries and pay for the gas. Like, how are you guys? We haven't even really discussed how we're gonna do that because we're not there yet. But
our couples account dang near handles.
But not for those who don't have that though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because I think I mentioned bank account, but I didn't elaborate on it. So me and Josh do have a joint bank account, but it's due to YouTube because we have a platform that streams a joint income for us. Now, if we were just regular people,
I don't know if we would have done it.
We wouldn't have got a joint account until we got married. And I feel like the money that would have been in the joint account only would have been for bills and stuff. Everything else would have been our own.
Yeah.
So can't really tell you how to go about doing that, but I definitely think it's an important discussion to have with your significant other. And I don't think that well, this is my opinion, you don't have to follow it, but I don't think that you should get a joint account with your boyfriend or girlfriend until you're married.
Yeah.
The only reason we did this is because of this YouTube channel, because I remember hearing like the story about this girl who did that with her boyfriend and then they broke up. And I think she didn't even have her own individual account, unfortunately. So it was just a mess. And it's not like you can go to like divorce court and get lawyers and stuff. Y'all are boyfriend and girlfriend, so legally y'all aren't tied to each other.
I just got to figure that
and if it's a messy breakup and now money is incorporated, it's just not. It's not that smart.
It's all bad.
So I definitely think if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend with someone and y'all are considering getting a joint account with each other and stuff, just wait on that. If y'all are meant to be, then y'all will get married and then that step will happen. But for now, if you don't have nothing like this going on or any, like if y'all don't have a business together that streams income, then it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Honestly. All right, y'all. So we touched on a lot, but I also just wanted to Google real quick some other questions that we may not have touched on. So other questions to ask before getting married. From Google, it says a question to ask is, why do you want to get married? I never really thought of asking that. I don't think that's something we've ever discussed.
No. But we kind of have an idea of why we want to get married.
Why do you want to?
This is a great team partnership. I don't really feel like I would ever have that with anybody else.
Like better together than apart?
Yeah. I feel like our two heads together is much better than us alone.
I feel that. They say another question to ask is, do you have any issues with my family?
Hell yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I would have thought to ask that. But I feel like you can kind of tell if some, like, your vibe around my family or vice versa if there's a problem.
If you feel tension, ask.
Yeah, basically. Right. That's probably why it's never come up with us, because we've never had like that, really.
Her family loves me. My family loves her.
How will we handle conflict in rough patches? That's a good one. Because I feel like it's like, are we going to not talk to each other for the rest of the day? Are we going to give each other an hour to cool off and then we're going to meet in the living room? Like, I think that's a good one to actually establish instead of just going with the hell of it and see where things go. Because then it sets the tone of what's allowed and what's not, like a standard.
What's the line?
What do you mean?
Like, what's officially crossing the line? I don't care if like mad or nothing. Like, you call me out my name, that's crossing the line.
Yeah, that's true. Which we don't do. So I would feel like that's crossing the line. That's a good one. Another one they said is, how open about our relationship are we with others? Which I think is interesting because I feel like I've always heard at weddings or something where someone's like, basically don't let other people control your marriage, essentially.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, unfortunately, don't have the best intentions for you and your significant other, or if you guys are happy. Like, misery loves company, so it's really important to be careful who you share maybe your issues that you're going through at the time in your marriage. I know for both of us, though, we're not people that just will tell anybody about our business.
Yeah.
You know, like the people that we would share something with are close, like they're not even friends, they're family. So I don't think that we would really have to worry about, who are you telling our business to? But if you're like dating someone who kind of is a person who's, I won't say friendly, but how would you describe it? Talks a lot. There are people essentially that talk a lot. You tell your business, your relationship business. Some people are like that, and you know who you are. So I would just say that's probably something to discuss. Like, what conversations are off limits with others? Like, are you not allowed to talk about your sex life with your significant other to others? Like, just conversations like that.
Like when you're married, if you find like a new set of friends or something, and let's say like I get a new guy friend or whatever, someone I met at work, kick it with, she doesn't like him. We're married.
That's a good one, man.
Now I have to make that choice. Do I say, no, you can't control who my friends are, or do you make the choice for the marriage?
So what type of question is that, though?
Like, is there a certain level of power over friends?
Interesting.
Like, if you know going into marriage that person's friends ain't shit, it might not be a question, but that's a conversation that needs to be had. Like, you're not finna be on the same shit with your friends that you was on prior to marriage.
What change? So basically, like, what changes are you willing to make
for the marriage
before we get married?
Yeah.
How will we divide household chores? So that comes to like laundry,
who's the
dishes.
cooker?
Who's cooking?
I think
that's a combined thing, though.
Because we both like cooking. I think it's more the shit that you don't like. Dishes. We're probably just gonna go back and forth.
Like laundry, are we washing our clothes together, or are we gonna handle that separately? Separately, right?
Yeah.
I think so too. But I know there's some households where they literally wash all their clothes together. The kids' clothes, the mom's clothes, the dad's clothes. Yeah. Okay, we're on the same page about that. They said, are you truly prepared for better or for worse?
I think we've seen a little bit of both.
But they're saying that's a question to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your love language? That's kind of a good one.
No, that's a really
If you guys have never heard of a love language or what it is and stuff, you can Google it, and there's a test that you can take. And basically at the end of it, after the questions, it'll tell you what your like love language is. So I know your number one was quality time.
Quality time.
And I think mine was it like receiving gifts or something?
Receiving gifts.
But not like not like expensive thing, like a card, like a I love you card or a love note or something like that. It's like stuff like that. I guess is kind of one of my top love languages. Yeah. So that's an interesting question. Even just being boyfriend and girlfriend, I think that's still an important like discussion to have and figure out, because I know for a long time, even sometimes I probably still do, I love on you the way I want to be loved, more so than the way you want to be loved.
That can screw things up.
Thank you. What do you see in our future? Are you prepared to put our relationship first? Is there anything you're afraid to talk to me about? So basically, is there any secrets before marriage? That's important, I think, to ask.
All secrets and all fears need to be discussed pre-marriage.
Yeah. I agree.
Don't let that junk fester until 5 years in, and then you want to tell her about all the fears that you have for this relationship, and now they're coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste her time.
Do you have any hesitations? Do you want this to last forever? Who would say no to that if you want to get married? That's so bogus if you said, no, I'm just trying to see where it goes.
Not forever, bro.
Just temporarily.
Just taking this marriage for a test run.
Those are the questions that
some,
because I'm sure there's plenty more we can think of later, probably when we turn off this camera. But I know a lot of you guys like look up to our relationship and like the dynamic of it and stuff, and you guys also liked our video on why we're not married yet, and in there we kind of touched a lot on, you know, financially we're not there yet, maturity wise not there yet, stuff like that. But we also want to, like, I guess, grow. We want our relationship to grow, and we want you guys' relationships to grow too along with us. So anything that we kind of like, any conversation or topic we kind of enter into our relationship, I think it's important for us to share with you guys, because I would say overall we have a very healthy relationship, and this is a part of it, like having these type of talks with each other, obviously off camera. Like we said, we've been together for almost 4 years, so these are conversations we've been had over the course of 4 years. It's not, like Josh said, just a sit down, let's ham this out for the next 12 hours. So, you have anything else to say?
Communicate. Drink more water.
Communicate, drink more water. Stay hydrated, AF.
Stay hydrated, AF. It's easy. It's literally the easiest thing you can do. Hydrate yourself.
That's all we got for y'all, though.
That's all we got.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Love. Hair grease.